All right, welcome to our Healy presentation. This is mostly geared towards practitioners and the product and what it does for people and everything. And I'm here with my friend and business partner, Roar Melson, who, I was excited to have you on because you have extensive experience specifically as a practitioner with a lot of frequency machines and also now a lot of experience with Healy. I do have one simple question I thought of last night. What programs should someone use if they're getting a little obsessed with the Healy? Is there a Healy program to fix Healy obsession?
Yeah, I would stick to one of the golden cycle.
The golden cycle, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think it's becoming a problem.
I always revert to golden cycle programs.
Perfect, yes. Because I find myself waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning going, I have to go look at more testimonials and tell more people about it. So, well, very cool. Well, tell me a little bit about, your overall experience with these type of modalities as a practitioner, how you got into it, and then a little bit of how you got into Healy as well.
Yeah, I started with this quantum energy medicine and frequency devices 15 years ago. I was...
that was 15, not 50?
15.
Okay.
Yeah. And at that time, I was working as an engineer in electronics, process control, industrial IT. And I wanted to have a change, and suddenly I found this frequency devices, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
So I started to do this education within traditional Chinese medicine. I studied anatomy, physiology. I did all these studies to be able to function good as a practitioner.
Got it. So you brought kind of the engineer mindset to healing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I was very fascinated about these various frequency devices. And my first device was SKIO. It's designed by an American who later moved on to Hungary, and now he lives in Budapest.
Got it.
And I've been always very fascinated about we called it off space in that time. It's radionics. And a combination about radionics and frequencies.
Got it.
And I never settled with the second best. I always have been searching for the best available in the market at any time.
Yeah. How many devices have you owned?
Ooh. Well, that's a lot. 8 to 10 different devices.
8 to 10 different devices.
Yeah.
And probably quite a significant financial investment.
Common with all these devices, they started to collect dust after a few years because they were not developed satisfactory onward.
Got it.
So after a while, I was not satisfied with the devices.
You're just always looking to the next one.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then last year, Healy called me and said, oh yes, you need to look at this one. And after a few minutes, I studied it a little bit, and I understood that once, yes, this is something special.
Yeah.
This will work, definitely.
What was it that caught your attention so quickly that you were convinced that this was significantly different?
It was the combination of frequencies and radionics.
Got it.
And also the size of this device, the price, the availability. It had this very low threshold for users.
Got it.
And
so what do you, when you say that, just because it's convenient and people can use it themselves, what do you mean low threshold for uses?
It requires very little training to start using the Healy.
Got it.
It's like install and go in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And just let the machine tell you.
Unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Before I had to buy this very expensive device. I had to study the device, the software for several months, and then I could start to use it somehow. But now with Healy, in 5 minutes and you're off to go.
Got it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So my question when I read this the first time was, is it working good or is it working very good?
Got it.
And it proved during this month, yes, it's working very good.
what were some of the initial things that really surprised you on how well it could work?
Oh, I had this inflammation in my shoulder,
Oh, okay.
and it was a very hard one. And I tried some of my older modalities first. I didn't remember I had the Healy at once.
Yeah.
And then I tried the Healy, and after 4 or 5 treatments, the inflammation was gone.
Nice.
And I remember laying down doing the first treatment with Healy, and it was like there was this kind of flow going on in my
Yeah.
shoulder. It was just flowing away.
All right. So you felt something the first time you did the machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt very much the first time. And it was this, well, having this very inflamed shoulder, it was a very nice feeling to feel this just like it was flowing away.
Yeah. So is pain something that people now is it a registered medical device in the US for pain? What's the claim ability in the US on conditions?
Oh, I haven't read that much about the claims in the US so far, but I gather it's pretty much against wellness.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
in
okay, well,
and in and in Germany and in Norway, what is it approved
then we have
for?
the claims for chronic pain, fibromyalgia, migraine.
Got it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and it works very well with pain.
Got it. So sometimes I think, people looking at this and they're excited about it, but then they see so many different programs to get, what not to get. Do you have any advice for people on how to use it initially, or just because there's a lot of stuff
You
out
have
there?
these three different frequency models: the Gold, the Holistic Health, and the Holistic Health Plus.
Okay.
I would call this Healy Gold the wellness model.
Wellness. Okay.
It's a very nice overall device. It has sufficient programs to improve your wellness dramatically.
Got it.
If you want to be able to deal with all kinds of physical issues your body might end up with, I would do this holistic health.
Okay.
With that model, you have all necessary programs to deal with any kind of physical matter in the body.
Got it.
And,
Like a,
and then you have this Health Plus. I call that the lifestyle model. It has this extra program for optimizing your body to improve the functionality.
so the gold has the gold program from Nuno Nina, just a very general overall.
Yeah.
The health can help deal with more specific health issues, like I've got whatever joints, kidneys, whatever. And the health plus is like, oh, I want the program for work or for study or for exercise, or would that be accurate?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
Well, that's a great explanation. Thank you.
And then you have this the top model, the resonance. That's actually a holistic health plus with this extra resonance module.
Got it.
And this module makes you able to do different analysis and check against different databases, flower essences, homeopathy.
Got it. So what is it? So I've heard it say it has like a quantum field reader. What exactly does that do? Describe to
Yeah.
me kind of how this happens. Like if you sit down with somebody and you're going to run a scan on them, what does that kind of experience look like?
Well, it's you do analysis of your aura field, and you get this very or what you call the detailed readings with explanations of what this various readings in the aura field means.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice tool for onward working with your emotional side.
Nice. But by the way, I have an idea what I'm going to do with this. I have two very beautiful daughters who are single, and I told them, I go, whoever wants to date you has to come over the house and we run his aura scan. And if he
Yeah.
doesn't pass, he's out.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. I had a friend, my sister had this friend, for some reason, from a very young age, she was gifted and she could see everyone's auras all the time.
Yeah.
Her parents were very religious, were a little freaked out by this, but my sister would send her pictures of someone she was dating, and she goes, "What do you think? Like, yes or no on this guy?" So I heard someone, I do a lot of emotional work with people, and so do a lot of people on this. Is the reading the auras, would that be very helpful for doing coaching for people and for figuring out, okay, here's my client, what do we actually need to work on emotionally for them?
Yeah, then this aura scan would be very useful.
Got it.
Yeah, it's an aura analysis, and additionally you can do this analysis for flower essences and get additional information about the emotional state.
Got it. Now, I've seen a lot of people who do a scan on somebody, and the person they're doing a scan on is just blown away with the accuracy of the device.
Yeah.
What kind of experiences have you had with that? And do sometimes people just buy the device right then and there because of what the scan said?
It's no, it's always seems to be extremely accurate.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced anyone who says, no, this is way off.
Yeah.
I
What are some
can't
of the
relate to
surprising
this.
things you've seen?
Oh, it's well, we had this very special experience some weeks ago. A woman came with restless legs,
Yeah.
and her knees were moving continuously, very vigorously. And we did this analysis for the aura, and it showed up that she needed much more stimulation for her crown chakra.
Okay.
And this woman was very religious,
Oh, got it.
and it appeared she lacked this connection upwards.
Got it. So religious in terms of a lot of structure but no spirituality, or
Right, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she goes to church and there's lots of rules but no connection.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's the
interesting.
proper way of explaining.
And what did she think of that when it came up?
Oh, she didn't get the full explanation, I think, because that would have knocked her off the chair.
Yeah.
So she got some of the explanation, and by doing a few of these stimulations, the legs seem to get more quiet, more stable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard Marcus talk about that he was always very interested in what was it that connected your spirit to your physical body. And I've thought, like, well, I've never even thought of asking that. But it seems that then the machine, is it making an impact on people's spirit, soul, and body, not just on their physical health?
Oh, very much on their spiritual side, emotional side, yes, very.
Got it. Interesting.
And that's why we have these phenomenal results on the physical part of the body.
Yeah.
Because this device covers everything, all aspects.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very holistic approach.
It makes sense to me because, I work with a lot of clients who get great results. And one of the main things we do is just the emotional side of getting rid of shame and connecting to unconditional love. And that alone seems to change tons of things. So we have a question here from Cindy. How does it compare to the QXCI SKIO machines? Those evolved into other devices, but I don't remember their names. India or Indio, perhaps.
I know this QXCI SKIO very well. That was my first device.
Okay.
And it's unfair to compare because the Healy is so very much better.
Yeah.
It gives much better results. The readings are more accurate, and it's far more easy to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the app? I think it's called the Health Advisor. What's the app that tells people which programs to use? Because I know, for example, I've done a lot of, sold a lot of supplements and different things. And often as a distributor, you get caught up in a lot of people asking you tons of questions on, okay, what supplement do I do for this? What do I do for that? And a lot of your time that then gets taken up on being the health experts, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it sounded like Healy had kind of an app that made this much easier. Can you address that?
Yeah. They have this Heal Advisor. It's an app where you write in a diagnose or a symptom, and it will come back with suggestions for which program to run.
Got it. Now
And then you
that's
have
for if you don't have the resonance and can't run the scan, or do you also use that if you have the resonance as well?
it can be used even if we have the resonance,
Got it.
because then you get this or controlled quality controlled answers from their medical panel about which programs will benefit most, the different diagnoses, the different symptoms,
Got
in
it. So,
addition to what you get from the resonance scan.
oh, interesting. So basically, they're taking all the information in, putting it into artificial intelligence, and putting it into the app that's always gets smarter and smarter in terms of what's working for
Yes,
people.
that's right.
Got it. Lynn says he didn't talk about the resonance. Why would you want the resonance? Well, you did a bit. Can you re-emphasize what the resonance does?
Oh, the resonance does several important things. You can do this analysis for which program to run on the frequency module in Healy.
Got it.
So you ask which program will benefit my body most at this time.
Right.
And then you often ends up addressing some background causes, some base causes.
Got it.
And then, of course, you have all these scans for your emotional state with aura scan, chakra scan, and this flower essences, Bach, Bush.
Now, the one thing I haven't heard very many people talk about, can the device also give a frequency back into someone's quantum field, even if they're not with you? Or can you address that a
Yes,
bit?
it has like when we were dealing with QXCI SKIO, we talked about subspace treatment.
Okay.
Here we call it more like in the scalar field, in the Tesla field. So yes, it do scans, it do stimulations on distance.
Okay, very interesting. Because a lot of the people
very
watching this,
profound result. Yeah.
a lot of the people watching this are emotion code and body code practitioners, and we do that. I do that all day, 4 or 5 hours a day, as muscle testing people by distance.
Right.
So like we get that, right? A lot of other people, they're like, that sounds freaky weird, but it's like, well, it works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. What type? Do you see pretty good results with that?
Yes, as well. People have incredible experiences when we are running such stimulation.
Okay. So do you like take a picture? How do you put it? How do you kind of tell the device to send it to them? Do you put a picture in there, or do you like, or is it your intention, or what?
We put in the picture, and we can do also this signature scan of the client on distance with me as a what do you call it, a substitute, a stand-in.
A proxy. Okay.
Yeah, proxy. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because that's what I do all day is I muscle test myself on their behalf.
Yeah, right.
And so you could scan. You say, okay, scan me as if you're scanning her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, super
that's
cool.
the same we do with Healy and distance.
Okay, that's very interesting. I understand why you don't often put that in a sales presentation, because that's a little weird, but all the people watching this are very into this. So that's yeah, we get that for sure. Yeah, very cool. What are some of your I don't know if you can, what are some of the things that surprised you the most about what the device can actually do for people?
What surprises me most is the short time of treatment before we can feel any difference.
Okay, interesting.
Very often we can feel a difference during the initial treatment.
Awesome.
And I'm not used to that with all the other frequency devices.
Yeah.
So
How
this is it's something very special with these frequencies defined by Nunonina.
nice. So now as a practitioner, have you found that because the device works so well that it's easier to actually sell it to because you're not being a hard salesperson, people just want it, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's
People
wonderful.
feel what it does, and they just, yeah, I have to have this.
Yeah, because I know a lot of times for me as a practitioner, when I'm working with a client, I may have something that would benefit them, but I feel bad in terms of really selling them or convincing them that they need to buy it because I don't want to mess with the quality of the relationship we have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And so the one reason I'm very excited about this is the ability to have one or a couple extra devices to let people experience it. You know, I'm just
yeah.
giving you something and you experience it, and then just have people go, yeah, I need it. So
Yes, yes, they do. The experience of Healy sells the Healy for sure.
awesome. So Lisa asks, it sounds like a very advanced SE5. Do you know what an SE5 is?
No.
No, no, we don't know what the SE5 is. But yes, Lisa, I talked to you yesterday. You're super smart and you're probably correct. So, anything else you'd like to add for people who are practitioners using this with clients?
For practitioners, I would strongly recommend to get hold of this resonance model
Got it.
and some gold models for dealing out to clients so that the clients can try the device themselves.
Got it. And I
Yeah,
think
that's,
Jerry went over kind of a more business presentation. So I have a resonance myself. I can scan the client. Then I also have a couple extra devices to lend out to people for a few days.
right.
Got it. And then
Yes.
that works well for you.
Yes, it does. Very.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate your partnership, uh, and if people have questions, can they add you on Facebook?
Yes, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Please feel free to do it. Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Well, thank you. That's it for today. And I will, if people are watching this, I will pretty quickly put this on video so they can use it. And Stefani has a quick question. She says, so I can use the Healy I purchase on others?
Yes,
Yes,
you can.
right. So if I just have one device and I want my friend Bob to use it, I would download the app onto his phone
Yeah.
and let him take my device that's now connected to his phone, and then his phone would run it, and then I just need to go. Is that accurate?
Oh, yes, you could do that, but I will never part with my Healy.
Ah,
Yeah, he would have to do it in my home or in my office. I would never send away my own Healy
got
because
it.
I won't be a day without my Healy.
Okay, got it. So, but if you had an extra one, then you could lend it.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I think I'm gonna have actually two resonances, one's for me and one for my wife. If we have sharing problems, I don't want that to, cause issues. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's a good plan.
So, but if you have an extra one, then what you do is you download the app onto their phone, connect their phone to the Healy that you're about to give them,
Yes, that's right.
let them use it for a few days, then get it back. So if I
Yes.
had an extra resonance, I could lend them a Healy that has all the resonance module on it as well.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't lend out the resonance because there are too much stuff around installing this resonance app
Ah,
on their phone.
so it's just a little too complicated.
Not complicated, but it's some procedures. So
Okay.
you might end up with some glitches.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ones you're going to lend out, just make it
Frequency Healy. Yeah. No resonance Healy.
got it. Okay. That's great. Now it looks like we might have another question here. Yes, I agree. Right. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. I appreciate it, and maybe we'll do some more of these in the future when people, we're gonna have a lot more practitioners will be coming on the team, and I'm sure we'll have more questions in the future. But
Oh
I
yes.
appreciate you. Have a
My
great day.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.